Ready for game 2 of this doubleheader as Bluefield College is back in the field. First pitch, and we are underway as Anna Thomas, the designated player, takes that one called for a strike. Ellie Abner will close out the lineup as we still right in the lineups here. Sorry about thinking out loud here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bailey Engel and Jackson Bath, glad to have you with us here as we'll see Carly Hobbs in game 2 for this team from Truett McConnell. Currently now with another win in the conference. They are now 25-10, 18-3 overall after a 10-1 Mercy Rule victory in 5 innings in game number 1. The pitch goes through the legs and into left field, a base hit. So, well, with her playing a little too far in, scorched down the line, it's going to be called a hit. And Anna Thomas is on with a single. So, Taylor Nunn in the circle for Bluefield College. Showing bunt, pulls back, throw to first, tag. Not in time, that was very close. Crawford now playing at third base. So Crawford at third. Once again, Hicks is at short. Over at second, Lauren Bailey. That's a pitch. Bunt laid down. Right back to Nunn. Snow cone scoop. Shovel over to first in time. And the sacrifice intact as Thomas moves into scoring position.
First baseman Riley Lawson.
Riley Lawson steps up. Lawson had that big double back earlier in the game, earlier in the doubleheader as she rifles that one on a hop. Wow, I had to skip there. Taylor Nunn. They laugh because there's no error. She probably threw that ball about 4 feet. Luckily, the roll was right on target. So it's productive 1-3. Thomas over to third.
Second baseman Maddie Brooks.
I got scared for a second. I wasn't going to make it all the way there.
Right. And I think that's why everybody was able to laugh because it, in fact, did do so. So Maddie Brooks watches. Another throw down to third. Emma Crawford ready and does not lay down a tag.
Called a strike at home.
And no balls and 1 strike, yep. Maddie Brooks also doubled in game 1. 0-1. And it's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. So about 200 down the line. It's a pretty short field here at Graham Rec Park. Bluefield trying to orchestrate a scoreless inning. Comes the 1-1. Just a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, just missed by a little bit. We saw so many walks in game 1. About 14 walks between both teams combined. Comes the 2-1. Popped up right side. Bailey calling for it and makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left at third base. We're going to the bottom of the first, still scoreless, and Bluefield coming to bat on the Rams Digital Sports Network. You are watching Bluefield College Softball as we are almost ready to take a break. Carly Hobbs in the circle. 120 and a third innings pitch this year for Truett McConnell. And with a sub-2 ERA up against a Bluefield team that is currently 13 and 14 and with a conference record of 7 and 12. Claudia Santana ready to lead it off here in the bottom of the first inning. Still scoreless. First pitch. Scoots a bit outside and rolls away for ball one. So, great day for some softball. Pretty perfect day other than the wind, but you really can't ignore the wind today. That hits on the outside corner, evens it up in 1-1. Really gusts of wind over 10 miles per hour. That's probably about pretty generous throughout the day. Comes a 1-1. This gives him the dirt outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Rams trying to get a few more hits than we saw in the first game. Matter of fact, Bluefield only had 2 hits in that entire game. They lost that game 10-2. 2-0. It's inside. Santana hops out of the way. 3 balls, no strikes. Fouled it back. Excuse me, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So a full count to Santana. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's the first strikeout for Carly Hobbs. Well, the pitching for head coach Jenny Shepard's team, that's a big part of the reason why they find themselves at 25-10. Lauren Bailey watches that one. Called a strike in the outside corner. It already seems like the strike zone has opened up just a little bit here in game number 2.
I think he's already called more strikes than last time.
It's getting there. That one lifted off the glove of Price into fair territory, and Lauren Bailey is on with a 1-inning base hit. Or a single here in the first inning.
You gotta wonder how the third baseman just a little out of reach.
Well, and I think that's the thing that makes playing third in softball maybe the toughest position in pretty much the entire sport, because you're playing up. You're playing so close to the batter. And remember, the bags here are only 60 feet away anyway. So you're playing in front of the bag about 50 to 45 feet away. Pitch. Outside corner called a strike. Christina Sanchez, hitless in game 1. Runner at first with 1 out. Sanchez pulls back, hits that one softly on the ground on the third base side. Price to second, on to first. Can't be scooped out. I think Sanchez was going to be safe anyway. So she is on with a fielder's choice. Lauren Bailey taken off of the base paths. And now with 2 outs, still scoreless for Lexi Harmon with a runner at first.
First baseman, Lexi Harmon.
I'll bring up Harmon. Deal and does. Right down the middle. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Harmon, who had one of the 2 hits for Bluefield College. Macy Martin had the last one. Comes the offer. Fouls it off. Right side, right on top of the dugout. No balls, 2 strikes.
You can't catch it if it knocks over to the dugout, do you?
No. It's not like arena football where you're able to catch it off the ricochet for a touchdown.
I was just a little confused because I saw the first baseman try to run after it for a second.
That was the 0-2. Outside. Abner checking down at second base. We saw Lawson in that first game really try to pick off the runners a few times on a couple of these pitches. 1-2. Runner goes, and it's fouled off on a hit and run. So it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Hobbs delivers. Into the air to shallow right field. Could be trouble for Barrett. She can't get it. Around second on to third goes Sanchez. She is halted there, and that will drop in as a hit for Lexi Harmon.
It's got to be pretty disheartening for this Truett McConnell outfield.
Yeah, Barrett, I knew that was going to be an easy play for her because it just started to die right into shallow right field, and it died a lot quicker than she thought, hit right off of her glove. So, still a hit, though, and Chloe Hicks with a base knock can put a run on the board for Bluefield as she pops that one up right side of the infield, backing up, and the catch made for Brooks. So, no runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on base, and no errors. We played 1 here in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Still scoreless between the Bears and the Rams here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Here we are in Game 2. Taylor Dunn getting those important warm-up throws in as we have already started this one, though, as we go into the top of the second inning. Still scoreless. Lauren Barrett, Kozlowski, and Justine Kennington due up as part of the 5-6-7. Lauren Barrett had a tough play last inning. Now steps up to the dish. Barrett went 0 for 3 in Game 1. Taylor Nunn orchestrated a scoreless first inning after giving up a single to Anna Thomas. First pitch to Barrett, swing and a rip right over to Crawford, gloves it down, throw to first, got her! Great play by Crawford. And that was scorched right to the third baseman, and as we had hinted at earlier, she's playing so far up on that third base side to try to eat up any bunt attempts, but boy, threw that one across money. And there's the first out of the second inning. Here's Kozlowski. There's a pitch right over the middle. Strike 1. The 0-1. And breaks in just a little too slow and high. Ball and a strike with 1 out. Here for the 1-1. Swinging a chopper right behind home plate. Ball and 2 strikes. Well, a packed week for Bluefield College Athletics. We're going to have senior day on Wednesday for softball. A couple of games tomorrow. Bluefield College in baseball taking on Rio Grande over at Bowen Field. Not going to want to miss that. Comes the 1-2. Once again, sharply cracked on the foul ground on the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. High and outside. Pretty close there. It's a 2-2. Fouled away right side. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kozlowski in a battle here. The shortstop with nobody on. None. Pitches. Popped up, foul territory, drops in fair and rolls away. So Sanchez could not find that ball where it went. Crawford was really going to be the only person to have a clean play at it, and it dropped. And luckily for Bluefield, rolled foul. So I think this is how Truett McConnell has been able to jump on Bluefield, at least in the past in the first game. Remember, Rams have never won against Truett McConnell. Currently 0-7 against the Bears in the history of this program. But Truett McConnell has been competent at the plate. 2-2. Rip foul again. That pitch was inside, had a defensive swing, and pulled it. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. We have seen scenarios, especially there in that first game, where Truett not only gets down early, but then they fight off a couple of pitches with tons of foul balls. Ready for the 2-2. Get on the ground, straight at Hicks. Tough hop, stays with it. Throw to first. Not in time. Now that's a tough error that's going to be recorded on Hicks. Really a rough hop, though, because you know how well that Chloe Hicks has played at short. Ball just hit the perfect crater for Truett McConnell, and she's able to reach on an E6. So Justine Kennington, left fielder, steps up. First base runner of the ball game for Truett McConnell. Still scoreless here in the top of the second inning. Shows bunt and rolls it behind Christina Sanchez. So no balls, 1 strike.
Glad to see Kennington is back at the plate after that little fumble at first base.
Yeah, and if you remember, folks, if you're watching the first game, Justine Kennington had a ground ball right back to the pitcher. It was thrown over to first. Here comes the 0-1. Bunt laid down, right back to none. Up to throw, does so, and Harmon was off the bag. So it is an infield single. And Kennington, in the last game, had tripped over the bag, and then the bag came flying out of the dirt. It was pretty obvious that the bag was not nailed all the way down into the dirt. So with 1 out, there are 2 men on. Kennington seems to be okay. Kind of rolled her ankle, I guess. And Ellie Abner, the catcher. First time we're going to see her at home plate today. A bat in her hand. First pitch. Sends it out to right field. Gross, the Bluefield native, under it, makes the catch. Runner tagging, and Kozlowski goes over to third and slides in safely. So it is a productive out, and that is the second out of the second inning. So Kozlowski moves over to third.
Third baseman, Alicia Price.
Alicia Price.
Tallahassee native.
A bit different for anybody from Truett not to be from Georgia. First pitch, spins outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Nunn, the pitcher from Bluefield from North Carolina. Really whipping out towards left field for Alicia Price, who had a couple of good bunts today. Pulls back, runner going over to second, and Kennington, boy, she seems fine, especially after that ankle injury back in the first game. Thought that it was going to be pretty serious, and she just slid in there very easily. So 2 balls, no strikes. Only force is going to be at first. Price has been an impeccable bunter today, and Crawford's playing back. Comes a 2-0. That pitch inside, throw down to third. Crawford was off the bag, and diving back was Kozlowski. So 3 balls, no strikes.
I know we're not the only people who thought that she was also pretty hurt. I know a couple of her teammates were talking to her about it after the game.
Right. It looked bad. It really did. I'm glad it isn't. Here's a 3-0. That's called a strike. Down the middle of the plate, 3 balls and 1 strike. Outfielders playing pretty far back. That one is sent out to center field. Santana is there and makes the catch for the final out on the top of the second. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 runners left on base in scoring position for Truett McConnell. Going to the bottom of the second, still scoreless here at Graham Rec Park. Welcome back, everyone. Lakin Sparks leading it off for Bluefield. That pitch is low for ball 1. Still scoreless, bottom of the second in game 2 of this doubleheader between Bluefield College and Truett McConnell University. It's going to be the 6-7-8-2 up for the Rams. Lakin Sparks steps in as the designated player. First pitch, or excuse me, the 1-0, right down the middle. Evens up the count at 1-1. Rams a game under 500 overall. Ball and a strike. Sparks had a couple of walks there in game 1. 1-1. That's called a strike on the outside part of the plate. Ball and 2 strikes. Now Rams trying to adjust to this new strike zone. Maybe just nick the outside part of the plate as Hobbs deals. That's called strike 3. And the second strikeout for Carly Hobbs. Here comes Emma Crawford. We didn't see her in game 1. Already made a heck of a play on the dirt last time we saw her. Now the pitch. Just been low and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
I know we didn't talk about this in the first game, but I felt really bad for Madison Coots because she's really tall. So she had one of the biggest strike zones.
Inside and low. Sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, absolutely. Big strike zone. But I tell you what, Madison Kuntz did a great job coming in relief. 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. High and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Emma Crawford up at the count. Yeah, it wasn't a banner start for Jocelyn Thompson. I think that a Truett McConnell team that was already hot coming into this game jumped on her pitches. That's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, they were really itching for a win after losing 3 games in a row.
And as Jackson had hinted at earlier, Truett now 10-7 on the road. That's outside by Justin Hare, and it's now ball 4. So Emma Crawford is on. First walk of the ball game. That'll bring up Megan Gross.
Right fielder, Megan Gross.
And Megan Gross tries to slap one on. Hannah Montana?
That was.
Okay. That's a slap and foul.
I guess it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, right. No balls, 1 strike. I saw where Hannah Montana has a Twitter account now. Like, I guess, I don't know if it's Miley Cyrus running it. I'm assuming it's probably Disney, like the corporate bigwigs running something for
It's
it.
definitely Billy Ray.
Gross rolls it on the ground. A second throw into second in time. So a good job there by Brooks. Turned around and threw it over to Kozlowski. Realized that Emma Crawford didn't have as big of a jump as she had previously thought. And the lead runner is taken off of the base pass with Gross now on with the fielder's choice.
Wouldn't that be crazy, though, if Billy Ray ran a Twitter account for Hannah Montana?
Yeah, a fictional version. His fictional daughter. The kid that played Jackson was Billy Ray's age. It's high and inside.
40 when he was playing that.
He was in high school. 1 ball, no strikes. He was supposed to be in high school, and you looked it up, and you're like, oh, my goodness. This guy's like 30 years old. It was a 1-0. Outside corner called for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Most of that cast did not age super well.
I think Miley's done a great job. We could talk about that some other time. But I think the thing with Jackson on the show, I tell you what, he did look like a kid, though. 1-1. Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kelsey Topliff. I think Billy Ray's mullet aged a bit well. He didn't have a mullet in the show. He had a mullet before that, but now apparently that's coming back. I don't know how you feel about that. Topliff shows bunt, pulls back. Called strike 3, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left at first base. We're on to the 3rd inning, still scoreless here in Bluefield. You're watching Bluefield College Rams softball on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back. Ready for the 3rd inning here in Bluefield. Anna Thomas led off the game with a single. Only 2 hits given up by Taylor Nunn so far. We are still scoreless in the top of the 3rd inning. Showing bunt did not pull back, and it's called a strike, trying to slap it on. Thomas got all the way to 3rd after the sacrifice bunt of Sullivan, then the ground out from Briley Lawson. Maddie Brooks could not bring her in. popped out to Lauren Bailey. So still scoreless at this point. DMU had already scored 10 runs in the last game as that one scorch foul right over the dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. Bailey Engel and Jackson Bast here on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
It's been a long day of softball.
Yeah, that first game took about 2 hours. Good amount of walks and good amount of mound. Make it circle visits, actually. Here's the 0-2. Outside and low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we got a couple more longer days. Baseball tomorrow, starting at 2 against Rio Grande. Going to be back here on Wednesday. Bluefield College celebrates Senior Day. That's a bit crazy. Already starting to wrap up their home schedule. Ball and 2 strikes, because now we're getting ready for the show of the year. April 25th at 7 p.m. The Rammies. Mid-high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's going to be live on the Rams Digital Sports Network, a show celebrating all the year in Bluefield College athletics. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and we think that Christina Sanchez's home run is definitely going to get in that video. That is chopped right back to Nunn, and underhands it about 30 feet. Well, I think Nunn, it's kind of like a John Lester situation where she's trying to make sure that the ball gets over there and is not going to throw it in an orthodox way. We might have a bit of the yips throwing it over there, so just said, well, I'm going to underhand this really quickly.
We saw how that actually did not benefit Lauren Bailey last game.
No, it did not. That one is sharply hit over to short. Hicks up to throw on to first. That one had some heat on it. Sullivan retired. Oh, Nunn really settling in for Bluefield College. Still scoreless, though. Offense needs to jump in for Bluefield, but Nunn is really pitching a heck of a game in the circle for the Rams right now. So Riley Lawson hit it right back to the pitcher her last time up. I believe that was the time where Nunn just threw the ball about 4 feet in front of her, and it rolled all the way there. Oh, right back up to her off of the wrist of Nunn. That is going to be a hit. I'm not sure what just shattered. I think it was the watch on her wrist or the bracelet, but she is on. A hot shot right back up to her. So Lawson on with a single with 2 outs. Taking a break here, Sam White. Andrea McDaniel, the athletic trainer. Talk. Let's take a break on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Still 0-0, top of the 3rd. Well, Taylor Nunn seems to be okay. That was a bit of a scary play there. Right back up to her. It looked like it hit her wrist and had a bracelet on, and the bracelet virtually exploded. I think they picked up a little bit of the debris there. Sam White making sure his starting pitcher is doing okay. had to be defensive, and it's hard to be defensive when you're only 46 feet off of home plate. And for Briley Lawson, on with a single. Taylor Nunn, a bit unfortunate. Now seems to be okay. Let's see how this affects her the rest of the game, because that's the third hit she's given up so far, but Nunn has maneuvered her way through this Truett McConnell lineup that is very talented pretty well so far in the first 2 2/3. Here's Maddie Brooks, popped up to Lauren Bailey her last time up. First pitch to Brooks, launches it low. And the second baseman is up for the count, 1 ball, no strikes. First game was won 10-2 in 5 innings. So far in this one, so good. Bit of a pitcher's duel between Hobbs and Nunn. Rocks and offers, the 1-0. Slapped into left field. Quick bounce through. Top left, hitter in the ankle, and rolls out to left field. That's going to be tough. Around third for Lawson. She will score. Throw back to second is in time. Not in time, actually. And now it is 1-0. So Topliff ran out in front. It was a quick hop and hit her. Santana was backing it up. Now Andrea McDaniel has to go back out onto the field. 1-0 the score. Truett McConnell up. So for Maddie Brooks, it's a single, reached second on an error, does not get the RBI. And now Lou, left fielder, coming in. Jocelyn Thompson going out to left field. We saw the pitcher earlier make the start in game 1. It's been a rough little swing of events here for Bluefield College. Taylor Nunn seems to be okay. Topliff just took a ball off the ankle on a hop. Dropped a little too close in front of her. Now Jocelyn Thompson is out in left field.
Now playing left field, Jocelyn Thompson. And playing for the Bears.
So, now with it 1-0, there's a runner at second base. And that win we all love is back here at Graham Rec Park. First pitch and a good one from Taylor Nunn right down the pipe for strike number 1. So 2 outs. 1-0. Truett McConnell leads. Comes the 0-1. Spins in low. Ball and a strike.
I gotta admit, Truett McConnell's chants are definitely catchy.
Yeah. They'll keep you up at night when you're trying to sleep and you're thinking balls on the ground. Line drive, right field, base hit. Hops in the glove of Gross. Relays the ball in. Throw to the plate. Rolls in front. Not in time. Meanwhile, throw to second. Not in time as well. And now it's 2-0. So Maddie Brooks comes in to score. Lauren Barrett with an RBI single. And now advances to second. So it is now 2-0 Truett McConnell with 2 outs and a runner at second in the top of the 3rd inning.
Shortstop Catherine Kozlowski.
Catherine Kozlowski trying to keep this 2-out rally going for Truett McConnell. Rips it on the ground, third base side, and Crawford got a piece of it in fair territory. So that is a fair ball. Throw to second, not in time. And once again, it is, well, a throw-around situation for Bluefield College, 3-0. Each time, 3 singles in a row, but each of those times the runner has advanced on to second. So now, Sam White's out to talk about it, 3-0. Kozlowski on with a single. And Taylor Nunn's day is over. So here is Madison Coots once again. We'll take a break and let her warm up. We're in the top of the third inning. 2 outs, and now it is 3-0 Truett. Madison Coots now in the circle for Bluefield College. And remember, she pitched 3 innings in relief and did not give up a single run. Now comes in relief again up against Justine Kennington. And Kennington watches that one called a strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 3-0 Truett McConnell with 2 outs. Kozlowski is at second for Truett McConnell. 4 straight singles in a row. The 0-1. Sent in the air to shallow left. Thompson playing in and makes the grab for the final out of the top of the third. But 3-run score on 1 error and 4 hits. Runner left in scoring position. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-0 Bears and the Rams Digital Sports Network. You're watching Bluefield College softball. Bottom of the third, it's 3-0. Carly Hobbs back to pitch in the circle. Had a considerable break there. Has given up now 2 hits. Rams have yet to score a run, but 3 runs scored for Truett McConnell, all with 2 outs. Claudia Santana watches that one outside, trying to slap one on. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Truett McConnell knew that they were going to be a tough team to play, and have been so far. 1-0. Sliced over to short, snagged by Kozlowski. And that is the first out of the bottom of the third. Rams now have Madison Kuntz in. Taylor Nunn Got the first 2 outs pretty quickly there in the top of the third, but then Briley Lawson shot a ball right back up to none. Hit her in the wrist. And I'm not sure if that really changed the way she pitched, or is more so Truett McConnell just woke up. Lauren Bailey grounds it down the line. That is fair. And grabbed by Lawson, who tags the bag on an unassisted play. So now there are 2 outs. Christina Sanchez steps up.
I gotta say, that's probably the best 1-2-3 punch in softball here is the first 3 up.
Yeah, and I think that Santana does a good job, or has the potential to do a good job today. It's just been really a credit to Truett McConnell, these pitchers that we have seen. Bethany Hyde did a great job in that first game, and Carly Hobbs has obviously been strong. And even at the end, Sanchez watches it called for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Bluefield down 3-0 as the sun continues to set. No balls, 1 strike. Looks like the Little League starting to check in up on the field on top of the hill. Popped up right behind home plate, and we'll do it again in no balls, 2 strikes. So we're playing home of Bluefield Little League. Gorgeous fields, unfortunately, just in the midst of a natural wind tunnel. No balls, 2 strikes. Sanchez trying to get something going. Inside. Oh, that didn't miss by much. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sanchez turned out of it. I think Christina Sanchez knows that. That was a 1-2. High and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on, and the pitch fouls it back again. So Sanchez staying in there. 2-2 count. Sanchez reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Rams have only scored 2 runs today, including 1 on the final play of the ball game. Wind surging back in, and Hobbs deals. Outside by a foot. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gonna dig back in on the right-handed side. Bit of a closer game here in game 2. Rams trying to get something going with 2 outs. Now the payoff. It's high and inside for ball 4. And a 2-out walk dealt by Carly Hobbs, her 2nd walk of the game.
First baseman, Lexi Harmon.
Bring up Lexi Harmon. Outside corner called, strike 1.
I think you talked about it, that it's such a beautiful day. And even with the wind, it's such a beautiful day. But golly, the wind makes it very cold.
The wind makes it hard to enjoy the weather. Fouled off. So Lexi Harmon, down to the count, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And it's constant. That's the thing. It never stops. And for the 0-2, outside, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Ripped foul down the third baseline. Keep it at 1-2 for Lexi Harmon, who has a single in this game. Staying in the box of the 1-2. Once again, rips it foul, scorching it over near Sam White. There's another 1-2. Fouls it off, and Harmon doing a great job of defensively swinging, because that one might not have been really a clear-cut strike, but still very close. Had to swing at it with 2 strikes. Shows the competence of a very mature batter. Ready at first to Sanchez. Another 1-2. Check swing. She went around, called strike anyway. And that is it for the 3rd inning. 3 runs there in that top of the 3rd, and the Rams failed to score one in the bottom half. So on to the 4th inning we go. It's 3-0 Truett McConnell here on the Rams Digital Sports Network.
Inning for Truett McConnell, catcher Ellie Abner.
Ellie Abner leading off here in the 4th inning. It's 3-0 Truett McConnell. Bears strung together 4 straight hits there in the visiting half of the 3rd inning, all with 2 outs. We continue our coverage of Rams softball and the Rams Digital Sports Network. First pitch called is strike to Abner. Abner flew out to right field her first time up. 0 for 1. Did not see her in game 1. First time looking at Madison Kuntz. Swings and softly rolls that one over to short. Charging Hicks slings to first in time. Now there's one away. Alicia Price, 3rd baseman.
3rd baseman Alicia Price.
Flew out to center her first time up in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch. Good pitch from Madison Kuntz, who has done a pretty good job in relief. Saw her pitch 3 scoreless innings of relief back in the first game. Now the pitch. Bunt shown, rolls right in front of home plate. Quick play, Sanchez on to first in time. Oh, that died about 6 inches in front of home plate in fair territory. And a good play made by the catcher for the 2nd out. So for the 2nd straight inning, the first 2 batters have been retired. Now it's really a test to see if you can get this 3rd one here immediately. Anna Thomas, 1 for 2, single to begin the game. And with that jog, you kind of realize why this game is, this whole doubleheader has legged on as long as it has. Anna Thomas here in the 4th inning. Madison Kuntz steals first pitch, chops it right back to the pitcher. On to first in time. And the side retired in order. Madison Kuntz keeping the Rams in this one. We played 3.5 on to the bottom of the fourth on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It is 3-0 TMU Bears. Hobbs still in the circle for Truett McConnell as we go into the bottom of the fourth inning. Haley Engel and Jackson Bass, we're happy to have you here. Chloe Hicks leading off for Bluefield College, down 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch from Hobbs is a perfect strike. Right down the middle. So it'll be Hicks, Sparks, and Emma Crawford. Bluefield College trying to find a way to split this doubleheader today. Need to come back, though. Only had 2 hits in game 1. Don't have many here in game 2. Good bunt laid down by Hicks. Rolls foul, though, on the first base side. And she's still down, no balls, 2 strikes. So, for Hicks, she popped up to second base her last time, but Bluefield College bringing in Madison Kuntz in. And the score is still attainable. Kuntz has done a great job. Has already pitched a scoreless inning in relief. The offer, 0-2 is outside. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Rams fans are going to have plenty of stuff to watch this week. We got baseball tomorrow, softball again on Wednesday, day off Thursday, and then Friday back into it again. So 1-2. Hit in the air to on the right side. Actually lost that one in the sun and foul. Ball and 2 strikes. Ready for the 1-2 to Hicks. Launches outside. Now, I know that we have commented that Truett McConnell has done a great job of really making these at-bats pretty long, especially with these 2-strike counts where they get down early. The Rams, you see with Chloe Hicks right here, is also doing the same thing. Check swing, it's high. Does she go around? No, she held up, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Hicks digs back in on the right side. Hobbs steps back, whips it in. Swing and a miss. Well laid on that fastball. And another strikeout for Carly Hobbs. Her 4th of the day. Bring up Lakin Sparks, who went down looking her last time up. Actually, the 5th strikeout today. That's called a strike on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Big difference in game 1 and game 2. A lot less walks. Hobbs only has 2. I think at this point, Hyde had about 5. Here's the 0-1. Grounds it foul right to the third base side. So now no balls, 2 strikes for Lakin Sparks. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now 6 strikeouts on the day for Carly Hobbs.
Third baseman, Emma Crawford.
Well, Emma Crawford attempting to spark something for Bluefield offensively. And it's tough for Madison Kuntz, who's pitched pretty well. Rams has not been able to answer against Carly Hobbs. That's a bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes. That's on the inside part of the plate. Ball and a strike. Crawford was on with a walker last time. Third baseman's also played pretty tough today at the hot corner. Flailed through that one, though. And a ball and 2 strikes, and Hobbs trying to catch on fire here. Goes to the back of the circle, rubs some dirt in her hand. With a ball and 2 strikes, with 2 outs, nobody on. Trying to strike out the side. Pitch, high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Even count for Emma Crawford trying to battle here. Nobody on. Choked up on the bat, 2-2. Inside corner, strike 3 called. 7 strikeouts on the day for Carly Hobbs, and she strikes out the side in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-0 in favor of Truett McConnell. Moving on to the 5th inning here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield College trails in this one. Welcome back, everybody. We're on to the 5th inning. It's 3-0 Truett McConnell as Madison Kuntz deals great pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Madison Kuntz, we have really noted that she's the highlight story of the day for Bluefield College because of the fact she has came in and relief both games and kept them interesting. That spins in just a bit high. Ball and a strike to Sarah Sullivan, and the 2-3-4 due up for Truett McConnell. Well, Kuntz did not give up a run. It was already 10-0 when she came in. Rams scored 2 unanswered in that game. It was on the outside corner, called for strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes for Sarah Sullivan, who is 0 for 1. Both games coming in relief. Keeping them a bit close. Now the pitch. Fouled away. A defensive swing for Sarah Sullivan. But refresh who's in the field. Thompson out left field, replacing Topliff, who was injured on a bad hop. Santana in center. Megan Gross in right. Emma Crawford at third. Chloe Hicks at short. Lauren Barely at second. Comes the pitch. Popped up, foul territory. Trying to find a way under it, and Chloe Hicks does for out number 1. And Christina Sanchez, the battery. Mate of Madison Kuntz. Top of the 5th, 1 away, nobody on. Ripped into left field, kiss it goodbye. Briley Lawson launches one over the left field wall, and now it's 4-0. That is the first run today that Madison Kuntz has given up. That's a no-doubter. That's still going.
Rolling down the hill, hitting that, is that Blue Wolf down there?
I think so. I'm first of all, I'm glad I didn't park right behind the left field wall. I parked off to the corner. And that one car, that silver car that's parked out there, might be regretting their position. Lauren Bailey throws to first in time, and Maddie Brooks retired. Briley Lawson. Well, we saw her hit a double to begin the first game and thought that ball was nearly going out on the right side. Almost went opposite field. And, well, that time there was no doubt on that one. Probably hit that ball 250 feet. Lauren Barrett is now 4-0. Taken for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. That's a bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. So Kuntz still has 2 outs to her name here in the 5th. Oh, 2 outs. Digging right back in. The offer. Swinging a ground ball, ripped through the 5-6 hole and into left field for a base hit for Lauren Barrett.
Shortstop, Catherine Kozlowski.
Kozlowski has reached twice, drove in a run on a single back in the 3rd inning, also reached on an E6, a tough hop for Chloe Hicks. That's a strike right down the plate. The 0-1. Bouncer right side and through for a base hit. Gross Fields whips it in to Chloe Hicks. A couple of singles in a row. Barrett over to second, and Kozlowski joins her on the base pass with the second single.
Left fielder, Justine Kennington.
Kennington comes up. Singled in the 2nd, flew out to left. Back in the 3rd inning. 2 runners aboard. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt, lays it down, and that is foul. Just behind home plate.
I'm a little confused why she would bunt on a.
Well, I think that they are very confident in the fact that Kennington can not only bunt well, but also has the speed to leg it out.
I would say on a normal day, yes, but she just hurt her ankle.
Ground ball, right side. Bailey stumbles, shovels to first, in time for the final out. So, a run scores on the homer, but 3 total hits in the top of the 5th. It is now 5-0, make it 4-0 on to the bottom of the 5th in the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield down 4-0. Megan Gross ready to lead it off. 8-9-1, 2 up for Bluefield. Carly Hobbs still in the circle. Second baseman in Brooks and Kozlowski. Well, Kozlowski, the shortstop. Price actually playing in. Trying to field some sort of slap attempt here from Megan Gross. Gross reached on a fielder's choice her last time up on a ball she hit right back to Hobbs. Swing and a miss. And Hobbs turned around to throw it over to second base to retire Emma Crawford. Ball and a strike. Well, Bluefield only down 4-0, but it seems like that is such a large lead with how well Carly Hobbs has pitched today. That's on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Already 7 strikeouts on the day for Hobbs. Pitch. Bounce on the ground. First base side. We'll keep it at 1-2. Well, a good amount of these strikeouts. I think that Sam White might be a bit disappointed in the fact that Rams went down looking a good amount of times. Four of the 7 strikeouts have been looking. Gross looks at that one outside. Good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ready for the 2-2. Check swing and kind of flowed through a defensive swing. Good job by Gross there to foul it off. Stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ready for the 2-2. Gross sends it out to center field. Sullivan is there and makes the catch. That's really the hardest hit ball we've seen for Bluefield today. That'll bring up Jocelyn Thompson. First at bat for Thompson here in game 2. Topliff went down looking in the second. Here we are in the bottom of the 5th. Now the pitch. Just a bit outside and low. Ball and no strikes. So 1-0 popped up in front of the catcher in Abner. Price is able to make the catch. So now there's 2 outs as we go back to the top of the lineup for Bluefield. It's going to be Claudia Santana.
Center fielder Claudia Santana.
Santana's 0 for 2. Rams with only 1 hit, make it 2 hits in this ball game back in the first inning. Santana rolls it foul down the third baseline. Bailey was on with a single, so was Lexi Harmon. Since then, Hobbs has not given up a base hit. She has walked 2 batters. Now the pitch. Down the line and foul. I think Sam White wanted to try to tell the umpire that ball was fair, and he knew it was foul. So Santana with 2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2, and that hit Santana. Took it to the torso. Now on at first, and that's a loss for Carly Hobbs, already up in the count with 2 strikes. And Lauren Bailey steps in. Remember, it's only 4-0. It feels like Truett McConnell is leading by about 7 runs, but, 4-0 is doable. Bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs. Lauren Bailey singled in the first inning and pulled a ball down the first baseline to be snagged there by Lawson. Pitch on the ground, right back to Hobbs. Backs up, throws to first in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left on. We've played 5. On to the 6th inning. It is 4-0, Truett McConnell. sixth inning almost underway. Jenny Shepard talking over a substitution she's going to make. And it looks like the batter on deck is going to be a new one, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Ellie Abner, the catcher, is due up now.
9 for 4, coach. 9 for 4.
And that is grounded over to second. Bailey there. And now there's one away. Good start. Madison Coons Jackson has pitched very well, and the only time she's really given up anything. That home run from Briley Lawson. Now, that was a towering shot out to left field nonetheless, but that's the only run she's given up today.
Yeah, it's really impressive what she's seen. We don't see her very often, so it was quite a treat to see her produce so well today.
Grounder on the third base side. Crawford up, throws to first in time.
First 2 pitches result in the first 2 outs.
And I think that is definitely very favorable in this ball game. Already a faster paced game than what we saw back in the first one. Pinch hitter grounding out that time was Katarina Fuller, the junior from Toccoa, Georgia. Batting in the place of Alicia Price. First pitch, outside to Anna Thomas. 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs. One ball, no strikes. Anna Thomas watches it low and away. 1 for 3 today. Grounded out to the pitcher a couple of times. Lauren Bailey into trying to field any slap that goes on the right side. It's a 2-0. Inside, 3 balls, no strikes. It is interesting to see in softball. It's a bit different when, you know, a bunt is coming in. The first baseman and the third baseman are the players that come in, and the second baseman's going to stay back to cover first. Well, in softball, the second baseman's the one that's coming in, and Lexi Harmon stays back at first. There's a 3-0. Didn't miss by much, but missed nonetheless. Ball 4.
Second fielder is Sarah Sullivan.
And that is the first walk for Madison Coots.
I think that's an okay giveaway.
Yeah,
Think-
from game 1. Ball to strike. Man, that first game, Jackson, I don't think the players ever got used to the pace of it either.
I think it kind of tripped up everybody who was participating in it.
Now the pitch. Outside, goes in the dirt. And Madison Coots has had a good day. She had a few walks. I think Bethany Hyde, who had came in, obviously is one of the best pitchers in the AAC, to have as many walks as she did. It was a bit odd. Comes a 1-1. Ripped on the ground, Chloe Hicks fields, throws to first. She was about 2 feet away from the bag at second. Decided to go to first. Either way, it's the out. So, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-0. Bluefield running out of time to come back in this one. Bottom of the 6th inning. It is 4-0. Bailey Engel and Jackson Bass, we're happy to have you along here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield College just trails 4-0. It seems almost insurmountable with how well Carly Hobbs has been pitching. Hobbs has only given up 2 hits, and they were all the way back in the 1st inning. Christina Sanchez has reached twice on a fielder's choice and a walk. She's 0 for 1. That pitch is sky foul, right side out of play. So we'll see Sanchez, Harmon, and Hicks.
Yeah, I'm not so surprised that Truett McConnell only has 2 permanent fixtures when they're just as good.
Yeah, and it goes to show that's another big difference between, softball and baseball. It's where softball, it's more of a natural motion, so you see players with a massive amount of innings. I mean, Hobbs had 120 innings pitched on the year this year. That's inside on Sanchez. Ball and a strike. Well, the Truett McConnell players just commandeered a dumpster. Rolled it all the way over from the batting facility. Pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That is a base hit. After the backhand could not snag it by Brooks. That's the first hit since the 1st inning for Bluefield College. And the Rams have the leadoff runner on for the first time in this ball game. Lexi Harmon, 1 for 2, went down looking back in the 3rd inning. It's only 4-0, so the Rams have a chance to make this interesting. Remember, they have never beaten Truett McConnell before. Comes the pitch, high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning. We're ready for potential rally for Bluefield College here with no outs. Trying to make this game a bit tougher. 1-0. That's called a strike. Late, but strike nonetheless on the right part of the plate. Ball and a strike. Pitch. Ripped into left field. Kennington on the way back. That hits off the wall. Sanchez sprinting on to 3rd, and the Rams are in business. Lexi Harmon with a stand-up double here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Ball just got a little bit past the left fielder.
And Harmon hit it hard. Certainly going to help for Chloe Hicks here. Rams with a couple of runners in scoring position. I think Truett McConnell, obviously up 4-0. They're in a situation where the middle infielder is still playing back. They're not as concerned with throwing it home. Chloe Hicks, first pitch. Outside corner called a strike. First time that the Rams have had 2 runners in scoring position since that 1st inning. And mind you, that was done with 2 outs. This is with no outs. Hicks with a big spot here. 0-1. High and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-0 the score. Base hit potentially cuts that in half. Pitch. Ripped back up the middle. That bounces through for a base hit. Sanchez comes to score. Harmon held up at 3rd. RBI single, Chloe Hicks, and the Rams are believing here. 3 hits in a row to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. And Lakin Sparks struck out twice. Now can be the potential tying run. And it looks like the Rams are going to change something here. Will Hicks be taken out? Potential pinch run situation. Well, Lexi Harmon is at 3rd and has been replaced as a pinch runner before. And will.
Coming in to run at 3rd base, number 9, Hannah Taylor.
Hannah Taylor in to run for Lexi Harmon. So a pinch runner now on. Remember, in softball, she can still be subbed back in. 4-1 the score. Swing of the bat could tie the ball game. Rams have never beaten Truett McConnell before. It's 4-1 with Bluefield hanging tough in this one. Hobbs with no outs. First pitch. Sparks fouls it back. She was on time with that one. Just didn't square up enough.
I know we said that they've never won a game, but they definitely, 2 of the games, they've gotten into extra innings.
And that makes it all the more tough, especially with this series going the way it is. Disappointment before. 0-1. High and outside. Ball and a strike. Abner was up to throw. Taylor got back to third. See if Chloe Hicks tries to test Abner. Pitch. Inside. Sparks out to dance out of the way. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lakin Sparks with a smile on her face, taken back in on the right side. Big situation here for Bluefield in the open stance. 2-1. It's high and away. 3-1. Batters count to Lakin Sparks. Hobbs pitches. Popped it up right behind home plate, and luckily for Sparks, it gets out of the ballpark. So now it's a full count. No outs. Taylor on at third. Chloe Hicks with an RBI single is now at first. Hobbs looks in. Payoff. High and outside. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So the tying run now sits at first base for Bluefield College. Decent plate appearance there for Lakin Sparks.
Emma Crawford.
And Emma Crawford, swing of the bat could give Bluefield College the lead. Emma Crawford due for something to happen here. 0-for-1 with a walk and a strikeout looking. First pitch. Crawford watches it high and inside. Ball 1. Taylor at third. Hicks with a big lead off of second base after that pitch came in high and inside. Nobody warming up at the moment. Actually, yes, there is a pitcher warming up for Truett. Swats at the 1-0, fouls it off. Ball and a strike with no outs on the board. One ball. 1 strike. Comes the pitch. Grounds it softly over to third. Bobbled there by Price. Throw over to third. Not in time, and everyone is safe. 4-2 now the score. And the runners move station to station. Crawford reaches on an E5. So Taylor is in. That's tough over there at third for Price. And Megan Gross with the bases loaded full of Rams. Tying run is in scoring position for Bluefield College. And, well, in a situation that screams Bluefield, they're trying to get out of the dugout, and the door is padlocked. So somebody had accidentally padlocked the dugout door closed, and now it's unlocked. So Jenny Shepard gets out of jail and is on to talk it over in the circle.
Most Bluefield thing.
Oh, Hobbs staying in the circle here. This is a big circle conference. Rams have the bases loaded. Crawford on with an error. Bluefield has sent 5 batters to the plate here at the bottom of the 6th inning, and everyone has reached. Megan Gross up to the plate. She hit the ball harder last time up, sent the ball out to center field. 0-for-2. First pitch to Gross. Check swing, foul ball, fouls it off on the third base side. No balls in 1 strike.
You got to think, if she follows through on that hit, it goes out of there.
Yeah, it was a bit odd. She didn't follow through there. The check swing, fouled it off. No balls, 1 strike, bases loaded. Pitch. Watches it low. Just missed at the ankles, ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike. There's a pitch. It's outside by just an inch. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Megan Gross takes a couple of practice swings, digs back in on the left side. Bases loaded. No outs. Hicks at third. Sparks at second and Crawford at first. That pitch just a bit inside again. 3-1. Hobbs poking around the zone.
Feel the energy coming from both dugouts right now.
Truett McConnell just wants an out. They came into this inning up 4-0. Rams have scored 2 in a row. Pitch. Called strike. Delayed one at that. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So now full count.
Big pitch for Hobbs.
And a huge pitch for Hobbs coming up here. Bases loaded. Full count. 4-2 ball game. Bottom of the 6th. And the pitch. Swinging a chopper foul. Rolls right behind the catcher and Abner. Three balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Bases loaded. Tying run sits at second base in Lakin Sparks. But the bases juiced. Another payoff. Outside corner, got her looking. And that is a situation where you have to swing the bat. And that is the 8th strikeout. And all of a sudden, that's huge because ground ball could be a double play. Gets Truett out of dodge. Here's Jocelyn Thompson. Popped up to the third baseman her last time up. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Comes a pitch to Thompson. Watches it called, strike. Let her high. No balls, 1 strike. 4-2, Bluefield trails. Gonna have another chance to bat here, but with the bases loaded and 1 out. This is Golden. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's inside. Bases loaded for Bluefield. 1-1. Now the count with 1 out. Ready for the 1-1 from Hobbs. Swinging a slow roller right back up the middle. Hobbs on to home, and the out is recorded. So that's exactly what Hobbs wanted there. And Hicks retired on the 1-2. So now Sparks moves to third. Crawford on to second, and Jocelyn Thompson moves to first base on the fielder's choice. And now all of a sudden, all the pressure on Claudia Santana. Tying run is a second base for Santana, who is hitless here in game 2. First pitch. Santana called a strike on the first one. Watches it on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike as the sun sets on the right side. Sun is also setting on this game. Bottom of the 6th. Got 1 more inning after this. But the Rams trail by 2. Ready for the 0-1. And the lefty fouls it off. That was inside. He's got a piece of a defensive swing. Now down in the count, 0-2 with the bases loaded. Thompson at first, Crawford at second, Sparks at third. (4-2), a good ball game. Now the pitch. Santana fouls it away. Into the brush. No balls, 2 strikes. Keep it at no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bluefield making it interesting for the first time today. Hobbs taking a long look at the wrist coach. Another 0-2. Fouls it off again. Santana throwing the bat out there, trying to break up this scenario in which we're trying to put it in play. Here's the 0-2. Inside, Santana limbos out of the way and falls down to the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Almost took her head off.
Yeah, it was coming in hot. First ball of the at-bat. That is a loud one. Third base side, Price up to throw. It's off target. Sparks comes in to score. Crawford will slide in safe, and the ball game is tied. Sparks came in easily. The throw off target from Price. That is her 2nd error of the inning. And the ball game is knotted up at 4-4. Santana, by the way, moves on to second after the E5. And Lauren Bailey will come up to the plate here. 4-4 the score. Rams, the base hit, can take the lead from Lauren Bailey. Bailey with a single back in the first inning. Rams are now onto their 9th batter of the inning. They're with 2 outs in the 6th. First pitch to Bailey. Swings, grounds it over to short. Gobbled up there, Kozlowski. Throw. 5-4 Bluefield. Jocelyn Thompson trots home to score. So the throw off to the left, another error. Lauren Bailey is on with an E6. Santana moves to third, 5-4 Bluefield. The wheels coming off for Truett McConnell. And now for Christina Sanchez, led off the inning with a single, batting for the second time. First lead of the day for Bluefield College. Remember, the Rams were run-ruled in the first game. Pitch right down Broadway. That's a good pitch from Carly Hobbs. Ball in the strikes here. It's going to be on Madison Kuntz to get the final 3 outs. Just 5 balls, 1 strike. Remember that Truett McConnell is 25-10, 10-7 on the road, though. Rams trying to make this their 8th road loss of the year.
18-3 in the conference.
That's insane. Swinging a chopper off the body of Sanchez, and I bet that Sanchez kind of wishes that when she fouls off a ball, it doesn't necessarily always have to hit her.
Well, you know what happens after it hits her.
Well, exactly. This dugout would erupt.
Big game changer.
2 balls. Check swing. She spun through. They'll appeal. Yes, she did. So Sanchez goes down swinging, but the Rams put up 5 runs in that inning. 3 costly errors for Truett McConnell. And now for Bluefield, they move on to the 7th, up by 1 run. On to the 7th inning. Bluefield College leads by 1 run. Taylor Nunn started off the ball game, then Madison Kuntz came in and is 3 outs away from a big win against Truett McConnell. The Rams have never beaten this team from Truett McConnell. Bradley Lawson homered off of her last time. Up to play now. Sends it on. It's a 4-3 that you can etch into the scorebook. And the Rams are 2 outs away now. They lead. They're going to haunt Price, the third baseman, as well as the shortstop Kozlowski in that inning. They're going to haunt them on the ride home if they're not able to come back here. Maddie Brooks.
Bluefield's got to be careful not to celebrate too early, though.
Madison Kuntz, a player that needs to stay focused as well. That one hit hard on the ground, past the dive of Bailey. Megan Gross fields it into right. Now the tying run is on base with one away. Madison Kuntz only given up one run today. A homer, first pitch. Right over the plate on the inside corner, strike one. Down at 0-1 with one out. Runner at first could tie it. Here's the 0-1. Once again, just a bit inside. This time a little low, though. Ball and strike with one away. Comes the pitch. Loops in high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike. Comes the pitch. Swinging a ground ball straight at third. Crawford up to throw. Scoop made by Harmon, 2 away. Meanwhile, Maddie Brooks moves over to second on the productive out. Solid play there by Emma Crawford, but the Rams are now an out away from pulling off the upset against Truett McConnell to split the doubleheader. Kozlowski has reached every time today. Once on a tough hop, on an error, and then 2 singles with an RBI. She is 2 for 3. She swings and bounces that one to Hicks. Up to throw, whips to first in time, and the Rams come all the way back from down 4-0 and win this ball game 5-4. What a performance for Bluefield, and what a showing by Madison Kuntz, the pitcher, who comes in for relief for Bluefield and wins this one 5-4. So, Jackson, a fun one today for Bluefield College as they win this one by a score of 5-4. Going to be back here on Wednesday, but you got to think that Bluefield did not expect to win this one after being down 4-0 and then scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, they definitely had a great showing today, and I think all the pieces kind of fell into place, especially with this being a home game, and this is their second really big win in the last week.
We're going to have Sam White in just a moment. If you stay patient with us, he's going to talk it over with the team, and then we will be right back with the head coach, Sam White. But for Jackson Bass, my name is Bailey Engel, telling you, stick around. Bluefield wins this one 5-4. We're going to talk it over with the head coach. Well, stick around, folks. We're going to ready to talk this one over in a second with head coach Sam White. Looks like the team is taking a picks broadcast, but we want to get his thoughts on this one today so we can post it on social. Rams win this one 5-4. They were down 4-0 in the bottom of the sixth inning and came back and won 5-4. Madison Kuntz really was the star of the day for Bluefield College in this one as well, which was really fun to watch because Kuntz came in relief in both games, ended up picking up the win. So we'll take a break for just another second here on the Rams Digital Sports Network as Bluefield College won this one 5-4. Stick around with head coach Sam White. At long last, now I have the head coach of Bluefield College softball after the big win, 5-4. Rams able to get the victory today in game two and split the doubleheader after being down 4-0. But, Coach, what do you have to say about your team down 4-0 in the bottom of the sixth against a team that, by the way, has never lost to Bluefield College before? You guys are able to come back and get 5-4.
Well, I think it, like I said before, I think last time we talked is we're growing and getting better. And the one big part of that is the mental aspect. And our kids are like, if we can just keep the game close, we've got to continue to fight because there's a chance. And I just want to tell you, man, this was huge for our program. It's huge for our kids to see. You know, sometimes you get tired of getting pat on the back for saying moral victories. Hey, you didn't get blown out. You hung with the team. And this is something special because they fought. We had some family here. We had some kids playing hurt today. And for them to come back and not lay down, they had plenty of opportunities to give up today. And they just kept fighting. And that's just, like I said, it goes beyond wins and losses. It's a big maturity step for our team and our program.
Well, not only does the team get the win, but you talked about somebody that refused to give up, and I think Madison Kuntz came in relief in both games. I mean, the first game obviously was a run ruling, but in the second one, she ends up getting the win. What did you see out of her today that you liked?
She is really a ground ball specialist for us. Haven't had that many opportunities to use her. Had a little bit of an injury earlier in the year, and tried to go a little bit, and I think we might have brought her back a little too soon. And been saving her, and it was just her time. You know, today I thought this team is aggressive with the bats, and if we can get some ground balls, maybe we can frustrate them, and I think we did a little bit. But kudos to them. I mean, that's a great team. I mean, a top 25 team in the country. So I think it was just her, once again, ability to, in a big situation, you know, in an inning where there were runners on, she just continues to give us ground balls and gives the defense opportunities to get out of it.
You talked about being aggressive at home plate as far as Truett McConnell, but you guys were certainly aggressive in that 6th inning, sparking the comeback. But before that, you guys only had 2 hits in the whole game. What changed?
I think what we were seeing with them was one of the first 2 pitches that they were throwing. For about 4 innings, the first pitch to every hitter was a strike. And then she got to changing it up because she saw she was in a pattern. And I just told them, I said, listen, the first 2 pitches, neither one's a changeup. So don't worry about getting fooled. Let's be aggressive on one of these 2 pitches early in the count. And, you know, sometimes it takes them a little bit longer to be aggressive. And they just decided, you know what, it's getting late. I've got to start being aggressive. And, you know, we got helped out a couple of times as well. But the fact that we're putting the ball in play and running bases really well this game was much better. And part of that's my fault. But we did a great job making adjustments in Game 2.
Well, Coach, congrats. A big win against a top 25 team here at Graham Rec Park today. Bluefield College picks up the 5-4 win to split the doubleheader with Truett McConnell. Until next time, take it easy, Rams fans.